I'm Jason Smith. I'm with GSMA. I'm the Senior Director of Device Check. I look after the Device Check service and our Device Registry service, which helps users exchange information about mobile devices, in particular the secondary device market and how they can reuse them and redeploy them. So the big problem with the used device market is there are over 5 billion dormant devices that are just not being used. And so we have programs and initiatives to help bring them in, trade them in, get a new device, repurpose them, maybe move them to another market where they could be used and are valued greater. But at the end of the day, that's a lot of used devices that are just sitting there dormant. So our biggest challenge is trying to gain interest to get those devices off shelves, getting back into the flow of the used device market and either reused, repurposed, refurbished, broken down for parts, or responsibly recycled. So GSMA does not directly handle those devices, but we provide services that support others that try to collect those devices. Operators, mobile network operators are a key industry stakeholder that help provide trade-in programs and initiatives to encourage you and reaching out to you to maybe reuse that device, either to just get value out of that, could be cash, could be store credit, trade in to get a new device. But if it's a dormant device that's just sitting there, there's going to take more action to try to get you to get that device and to collect it. And we're looking at more creative ways to encourage stakeholders to do that. So we're really operating a campaign of education, both to operators, retailers, distributors of devices, really all ecosystem players, including regulatory agencies that can help promote that, to try to get the flow and the velocity of recovery of these devices moving more quickly. Our services help facilitate that. So we provide information that helps them figure out what do I have, where I can use it, and how much is it worth. If we can get that information into the hands of the people that have devices, they're more likely to take action. And so we've got to make that as easy as possible. And so anytime you start handling used devices of any type, could be a car, could be a mobile device, you've still got to understand who really owns the device. There are laws in place about protecting and handling stolen devices, and so you've got to be careful of that. That's what our information helps do. We operate the global stolen device database that helps you understand if a device has been reported lost or stolen. That helps people avoid those and handle them appropriately. And just now we've launched a new feature for this device registry service that allows device owners, typically larger commercial entities, to report devices that they have an ownership claim or a financial claim to, so that those devices are not processed improperly. So that you can really know what you've got. If you have a device, and again, answering those 3 questions, what do I have, what can I do with it, and how much is it worth? Well, that how much is it worth, if somebody else actually owns it or someone else actually has a claim to that device, now we've got some friction in what I can do with that device. I need to know about that sooner rather than later. So GSMA established the lost stolen database in response to explicit problem with operators of devices being stolen and used on another network. That grew from a cluster of less than 10 operators to now more than 120 operators. We now have more than 150 contributors globally contributing stolen device information. This new data set that we're allowing and supporting for financial and ownership claims is only going to further enhance that to help combat mobile device crime. So going forward, more than 5 billion dormant devices. That's a great potential to recover, to reuse, and responsibly recycle. So that is a huge opportunity. Roughly 300 million used smartphones sold annually right now. That number is expected to grow to 500 million. So you have a 500 million potentially over the next few years used smartphones being sold into the marketplace. You still have the 5 billion dormant smartphones that are in a drawer somewhere on a shelf. There's a great opportunity to try to get those devices used to the best and highest value. Again, whether it's parts recycling or smelting and breaking down those precious materials to prevent further extraction for something you already have.